Oysters are super trendy, and there seems to be oyster bars everywhere these days. But did you know that one of the first upscale oyster restaurants was owned by a black man and served as a secret stop on the Underground Railroad? Here are 3 things you should know about Thomas Downing, the Oyster King of New York. 1. Escaping enslavement brought the Downing family opportunities and connections. Thomas Downing was born in 1791 on Virginia's eastern shore. His parents had been enslaved by a plantation owner named John Downing, but were ultimately freed when Downing converted to the Methodist faith. Thomas's parents made the Downing name their own. They were able to afford property and a formal education for Thomas once they were compensated for their labor. He reportedly even had a tutor in common with Henry Wise, the 33rd governor of Virginia. 2. Queen Victoria was a Thomas Downing fan. Having grown up along the ocean shore, Downing's trade of choice was digging, raking, and tonging oysters. He moved to New York City in the 1820s and sold oysters on the street, during a time when the city was littered with oyster sellers more akin to dimly lit dives. In 1825, Downing opened Thomas Downing's Oyster House and elevated oyster dining. Downing served up creative oyster dishes to the city's elite. Politicians, military personnel, and business tycoons dined under his dazzling chandeliers. Oysters and fish sauce, turkey stuffed with oysters, stewed oysters, and other creations made Downing's restaurant famous. The Virginian pilot reported that Queen Victoria was so impressed with the oysters that he shipped her that she sent him a gold chronometer as a thank you gift. 3. Thomas Downing was an abolitionist at heart. While NYC's finest stacked shelves upstairs, Thomas Downing and his son George housed fugitive enslaved people in the cellars. This stop along the Underground Railroad is thought to have helped hundreds of African Americans escape to Canada and achieve their freedom. Thomas Downing also used the wealth his oyster house brought him to help fund local advancement efforts for New York City's African American community. He provided financial backing for schools, and he was a founding member of the United Anti-Slavery Society of the City of New York. Downing also championed a movement that eventually desegregated the New York trolley system.